This is the exact blueprint I use to get high-end video projects, and this is clients anywhere above $5,000, but a lot of times over $10,000. And I wanted to walk you through the exact same process, the exact same blueprint, so you could kind of understand the same thing for yourself and for your business. And I'll build this from scratch. So I'll talk about exactly what happens, where do I find these people, to then show them an offer, what steps do they got to go through in order to become clients, and then I'll go ahead and simulate exactly how to get a profit margin that actually makes sense for your company. So what's the total revenue that you got to bring in, what's the cost associated with that revenue, and what's the profit that's left over. And then I'll tweak here with the software some different numbers so you could actually see what happens in each step, because each step is very critical to improve over time so you could actually have a profitable sales funnel. So let me build this here from scratch. So the very first thing that typically happens is you need a traffic source. So a traffic source is, well, how are you letting people know that you could make videos for them? How are you solving a problem of a business? So typically, this is basically a place where you could target different businesses that could utilize video to do something for their business, like marketing or something like that. The number of ways you could get people to your website is called a traffic source. If I click over here, there's going to be a whole bunch of different traffic sources, right? So there is emails, there is Facebook ads, there is Google ads, Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads, regular LinkedIn outreach. So you'll see a whole list of them over here. And I really like a combination of LinkedIn outreach, YouTube pre-roll ads, and LinkedIn ads. So those are the things that I'm going to focus on here, but you will have every version of a traffic source that you could think of here. And in this case, let me just go ahead and pick LinkedIn ads. I'm going to run pre-roll video ads just like you could do on YouTube. You could do those on LinkedIn, but you could do regular outreach if you don't want to spend any money with the same kind of concept. Okay, so that's going to be my traffic source. And then how many people can I actually get to visit my website? That's the monthly visitor. I'm going to put 1,000 here, and it's going to be the clicks here, and cost per click is going to be $2. So sometimes, depending on what platform you use, when you're running ads, your cost per click, basically exactly how much that platform charges you to show your ad to someone, and that person clicking, that's when you get charged. It could be $1, $2, it could be as much as $5 or $10 if you're using Google search ads, for example. Let me just choose 2 as a number here. That's pretty standard when it comes to kind of pre-roll ads. I'll save that, okay? So that becomes your traffic source where people come from. Now, the next thing that happens is, where do people go? Well, people typically go to your website. That's where you want them to go. But in this case, I want to build out what's called a landing page, so it's very specific to who I'm targeting on those ads. I'm not just getting out there on LinkedIn and saying, hey, do you need a video? I don't really know that way how to reach the right people. So this is going to be very targeted. So my landing page, or it's called the opt-in page sometimes, I'll drag it over here. This is basically where people are going to give me their email and tell me that they're interested. So my offer has to be laid out very specifically on this page. What are the benefits of my video production services to that client? So in this case, I'm going to target lawyers on LinkedIn or law firms. Then they're going to come on this landing page. This landing page is going to show them exactly what they need to see that makes the most sense for them. It's my full offer, and it's benefit oriented. I'm going to show them why I could help them with a video, not the fact that I make videos. Okay, so I'm going to connect this one to that. Now, once they land over here, okay, so right now, so far, I got 1,000 people that are going to come here. It's going to cost me $2 a click. So already that's $2,000 a month. That's about $500 a week, okay? But again, you could use other sources that are cheaper or free. You could do regular LinkedIn reach. Now, I have a full training on the traffic side, putting together the landing page, putting together an offer. I put a masterclass that's an hour long. So I'm not focusing on that in this video. I'll link that below. If you want to see exactly how to lay out your entire production company the right way, your offer the right way, to get people into this funnel, but this is going to walk you through the rest of the funnel all the way to getting the client. Okay, so there's my traffic source. There is my opt-in page. After the opt-in page, what happens is you need to basically get them to set up a call with you. Okay, so I need to set up a call. So I'll drag a custom page here, and this part could be automated too. There's plenty of ways to set up a Zoom call, for example, using Calendly and different apps. But this, if I edit this, this is going to be schedule a call. So they basically opted in, they could schedule a call on this page, okay? And these numbers that you see up here, I'll explain these in a second, but basically at every stage of a sales funnel, marketing funnel, the reason why it's called a funnel, because you will lose people. Not every 1,000 people that come through this funnel are obviously going to become your client. In fact, only a few are going to become your clients. That's where pricing actually makes the big difference. So I'll explain that in a second, but right now they'll schedule a call. The next step is that actual call. So I'll go ahead and take a phone here. And then on that phone call, that's basically a lot of times I do a strategy session. So I give away a lot of value to tell them exactly how video could benefit their company. And from there, I want a lot of them to basically agree to see my proposal, which will be very customized to exactly what they want. I'm not going to have a random proposal every single time, and I'm not going to have the same proposal every single time. I'm going to have a custom proposal based on this phone call, learning from exactly what they need. So I ask a lot of questions there to see how can I help them, and then I offer exactly the right type of an answer that shows value from my video. So now after that call, basically I want to send them a contract. So that will be the next thing. So let's say a sales page here, but this could be just a PDF contract. And then that will have an order form, or they could pay me whatever way I choose to. I could send them an invoice, paper invoice if I wanted to, but just to lay it out in a visual format. So this basically becomes my PDF contract that I could send them, or proposal actually. Let me call that proposal. And then if they agree, this becomes my order form or my contract where they sign off and actually pay 50% of the deposit of the whole video. Okay, so this is the quick layout of exactly what happens. Okay, so in this case, I ran a LinkedIn video ad. I spend money to get people to come here to the opt-in form. Then I scheduled the call. Then what happened on the phone call is this, and then that sends them to the PDF proposal that's customized to them. And then some of those people become my clients. So now in each stage of this funnel, we are going to lose people. So let me show you my actual scenario here on this side, and I'll show you actual numbers, okay? So the very first thing that happened is I need to choose how much I'm going to pay per click. Typically, you don't know that until you start running ads. If you're not running ads, if you're doing LinkedIn messaging, cold email, content marketing, number of ways to do this for free, there is no cost per click. It's free, right? It's time basically instead of money. But just to make the funnel make sense, I like to put in money because then ads I could scale and scale back if I want. Okay, so 1,000 people are going to come here. Just to give you an idea though, in Illinois, basically the Chicagoland area where I live, there are 67,000 lawyers, okay? So if I target 1,000 of them each month, right? I'm not burning that bridge. There's plenty of lawyers I could talk to. There's like 20,000 law firms, and that's just in my state. I could shoot out of town, plenty, right? I do that probably half the time through my production company. So let me go ahead and cancel that. So that's the very first thing that happens. And then they'll land on this landing page here, which is where I offer a free consulting call if they give me an email or something like that, which the phone call comes into play. And then the opt-in rate for that is 20%. So typically, that's very standard. It's a little bit hard, right? None of this is easy. It's going to take time. But if you get 20% of people that land on a page to give you their email, you're doing pretty well. That's industry standard, right? For some things, it could be higher. For high ticket items like this, it could be lower. But you want to always improve your offer, your landing page, basically to be very specific to the type of people that are coming here. Then 200 people, in this case, 1,000 people came here. 200 of them went over here to schedule a call. I'm still going to assume on the schedule call, a bunch of people are not going to do the next step, okay? So my conversion rate is only 40%. So 60% of people, I'm assuming they're just gonna drop off. Now this is based on some funnels that I've ran before, but again, these are pretty close to standard numbers of how these things go for across multiple different industries. Then the next day, I'm going to give them a call, okay? So as you could see, from the 1,000 people that showed up based on my ad, only 80 of them made it to the phone call, okay? So that's about 8% if you look at the big picture, but I care about how many people I'm losing each stage of the funnel, because each stage you need to improve to get those numbers right. Because once a funnel works, it basically you could choose to work as much as you want, right? You get as much into the funnel based on the amount of money you're willing to spend to get the right output. If the profit is positive, then it makes sense to keep putting money in. So here, what I say on these calls is basically what I already went through, but the conversion rate, meaning how many people are going to say, okay, send me the proposal. Let's say it's 40%. Okay, let's say I'm losing 60%. This is not people agreeing to do the video, okay? This is just people agreeing, send me the proposal. I'm not doing a hard sell on the phone. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just offering value, and I'm basically getting them to understand how I could provide value to their business. I'm gonna press cancel there. Then that is the proposal they'll get. And the proposal to sales conversion is only 10%. Now, why is that? Why am I only getting 10% of people? Well, one, because I didn't do a hard sell here, so I could have eliminated some of the steps. And the proposal, sometimes I sell on the back end of this funnel, meaning I'll have a follow-up sequence funnel. So people, the 90% of people that dropped off here, I'll do some kind of nurture sequence, some kind of a way to kind of keep talking to them, give them value. So over time, they could become my clients. So this is the front end funnel, but there are things to nurture these people that fall off here on the proposal stage. Now, this is conservative, the 10%, but because this is an expensive product and I got it through ads, right? I got people to come through ads. Maybe it seems a little bit too much for them right now to invest, right? This depends on who you're targeting. So now, let me go over here and let me go ahead and edit the actual cost of the video. So professional services video client, $6,000. In this case, the proposal I put together is going to be $6,000. If it's $10,000 for you, put in $10,000. If it's $3,000, put in $3,000. Anything under $3,000 doesn't really work with this kind of ad funnel, this kind of sales funnel. It doesn't work. The numbers will never make sense. So it needs to be high end because you see how many people I'm losing through the funnel. That's how sales funnel work. There's no way to really, you could optimize every step, but there's no way to get 1,000 people to your website and get like 100 of them to become your client unless you're selling something for 10 bucks. When it becomes high end, anything over usually $1,000 or $2,000, you'll lose a lot of people through the funnel, and that's okay. Then the next thing I like to do is I need to figure out, in fact, I could do that here. I need to figure out how much it's going to cost me to basically create that video. Let's say my hard cost for this video is going to be $2,500. This could be my time. It could be if I'm hiring freelancers, if I have in-house people, my video equipment, basically any hard cost that's associated with producing videos, photos, whatever, okay? So this is a one-time fee, $2,500 to make $6,000. But remember, we have overhead costs for our company. We have all kinds of different things. So it's not just pure profit yet, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and save that. And again, you could price accordingly based on how this funnel works over time. But let's say so far that's good. And what I need to do next is I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna press simulate down here. And it's gonna fill in all these numbers. So what it did is it took the 1,000 people and it basically kept losing people until I got 3 customers. So if I look over here, I got 3 customers this month at $6,000 a piece. That's $18,000. That cost me $2,000 for ads, right? That's because it was $2 cost per click and I got 1,000 people to click. And then that's how the funnel kind of shaped through. If I'm taking a credit card fee, or if I'm basically getting credit card as a payment, I will have a merchant fee. Cost of product, I sold 3 at $2,500, right? That was the cost I put there. So that's $7,500. So that leaves me $10,000. So if I go over here, this is gonna give me my monthly profit after the full expenses, right? So this was my total expenses. This was my total revenue, 18,000 minus 10,000, about $8,000 in monthly profit. Now look what happens if I tweak some of these numbers, and this cost per acquisition, this basically tells me how much it cost me to get a client. So $6,000 was the video size, 10% of that went into getting the client. Now look what happens if I just don't do enough here, okay? Even if I was doing cold outreach, even if I did any type of marketing that didn't cost anything. In this case, I'll keep paying $2 per click, but if I only did this 100 times, so if I only ran enough ads to get 100 people, I'll just press save and I'll do the same thing. Look what ends up happening. I lost money already, okay? Nothing changed with the rest of the funnel. None of the conversion rates in every step of the funnel changed. But why did I lose money? Well, because these sales funnels for high ticket video items, right? Something that costs $6,000 for a client, you're going to lose people at each step, right? So even though 100 people came, and even if I got 20 leads from it, if I just use these standard numbers, right? Industry standard numbers for lots of different B2B, business to business businesses here, I'm not going to get any clients, right? So it's too soon to tell if this is working or not. So a lot of people give up early when they're running ads, for example, because of this reason. What about 500? So 500 visitors is going to cost me $2 per click. I'll press save, and let's look at the numbers one more time here to see if it's going to be profitable. Yeah, this is now starting to become profitable. So based on this funnel now, it took me 500 different lawyers basically to come to this website to get one of them to become a client. Sounds really bad, but that's how these funnels work, but they're still profitable. So if you could improve based on these numbers at every step or eliminate a step altogether, a lot of times you could do better than what I'm showing you here. But again, it's very, very difficult. I've been doing this for a long time to understand every step and why people leave in every step. But in this case, 6,000, basically after the cost and everything else, 6,000 in revenue gave me $2,300 in profit. Now, $2,300 profit is not going to make me a successful video production company, right? It may give me some money because, again, product cost could be money that goes to me if I do all the work. But again, it's not going to be quite right for what I'm trying to do. So I need to go back here and change some things. Now, if you really go up, let's say I did 5,000 monthly visits at now this is $10,000 I'm going to spend. Okay, let's see what happens if you spend 10,000 and all the rest of the funnel was good. Well, look at this. It now turned it to 96,000. Now, this is a lot of clients, right? So your overhead, this is 16 clients. So your overhead goes really through the roof. And you have to target 5,000 very specialized people where you make this whole video service for. And if I go to the bottom, 43,000 is my profit. So this now becomes a $500,000 in profit video production company if I was to, again, get all these numbers. Just to be clear, this is not just like plug and play and it all works. This is extremely hard to get all these different steps right. But once you get them right, this is why I like to kind of tweak these numbers to get an idea. And then if I'm running ads and the ad is costing me less than $1 per click, okay, that's great. If it's $2, that's not bad. This is obviously working. But what if it was $4? If I spent $4 on an ad, does this still work? Then I'll run the numbers, right? My profit margin is dropping, but it is working. But again, I'm spending $10,000 or in this case, more than that, $20,000 to get $96,000 in revenue. So the numbers, again, depends on where you are. If you're only trying to make a few $1,000s a month, it's going to be more difficult because it's going to be hard to run enough ads to get even one conversion at the end of the funnel. But with playing around with these numbers, and you could do this manually, you could open up Google Excel sheets and things like that and just type in the different numbers and just do basic math on that to figure out if it's working or if it's not working. But a lot of it is based on the top of the funnel, what I'm not showing you here. This is the rest of the sales funnel, but the traffic source, there's going to be a number of ways to do that. And there's stuff to do before that. It's all about how you present yourself as a niche video business. It's all about how you put that landing page together. So the training I have on my website, again, 1-hour free masterclass, shows you all the things you got to put in play. And then you could start doing things like that, like putting a sales funnel together to get high-end clients, right? So the higher end you go, obviously, if you're doing $50,000 commercial video projects, your inflow, you could spend a lot more on the traffic source, right? Your funnel numbers still have to kind of hit these numbers. You will have lower percentages in every stage. But if the funnel math works out, you're in really good shape. I figure once in a while, I'll do a very tactical video, less edited video to kind of show you just the whole workflow so you could kind of copy it to the best of your ability. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to catch you next time.